so much for being here. My name is Valreen, and here on the channel we do doable DIY home decor projects. And I say doable because I try to keep everything as simple as I would want it to be for myself, so that I'm able to do some DIY projects to make my home comfy and cozy. Yeah, we are going to be making a bed runner. Right now I have already started to put some pieces together, so I'll just walk you through what I have done. Here I have already put 2, 4, 6, 8 pieces of quilted fabric samples together. I join all these pieces right along here first. Then I joined these pieces, so then I had 2 strips of fabric, and so then I went ahead and I put the 2 strips together, joined down the center, and so I have 1 panel of fabric. I also have another piece here. This piece will be for the back. By the way, it's going to be reversible, right? So on the top side you will have quilted multiple colors that you can pick from to do your bed linen, and then on the bottom you will have a neutral. It's a beige with a green undertone, but it goes nicely with this because of the weight and the texture. That goes nicely. Well, this is quilted, but if you look past the quilt, you will see the texture on this is pretty similar to the texture on this, right? However, we are not ready for this yet. What we are going to do is finish our bed runner with a tassel fringe. The first thing I am going to do is attach my tassel fringe. Now I'm going to have the tassel fringe at both ends of the runner. And so what I'll do, I was debating finishing the runner and then attaching the fringe on top, but then I decided against that. I think what I want to do is actually put it in between the seam of the runner, and so what I'll do is attach it to the right side of the fabric. So I'll just go ahead, line it up with the tassels on the inside, line it up against the edge, and then I will just go ahead and stitch across, and I will do the same thing on the other end. What I'm doing right now is lining up the tassel along the edge, just to make sure that when I get to the other side, I will end up in a space, right? So I'm not ending up on top of a tassel. So let's stitch. Our next step is to attach our lining, and we are gonna go right sides together with the 2 panels of fabric. I am gonna go ahead, line up the 2 fabric together, and basically just stitch along the edge. Now when it comes on to where the tassels are on the end, the tassel fringe, my guide for stitching is going to be this line, the stitch line that I just did to put the tassel fringe on, right? So I'll just follow that stitch line. Hopefully I'll be able to see it because it's pretty pale, just like the back of the fabric, but I should be good. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and start stitching. And while I'm stitching, I just have to make sure none of the tassels get caught in the stitch. I have to leave a little gap, so I am just gonna skip there, and then I am just gonna go ahead and start stitching right here. Okay, I'm gonna use this red thread to just do a zigzag stitch because the fabric seems a bit finicky. We are gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn this inside out. Wait for it, wait for it. No, we're not quite finished because then we're gonna have to go ahead and close up the opening that we're pulling this through. I left a big enough opening because I didn't want to have to force it through, because you run the risk of ripping your fabric if you have to force it through. Okay, so for the opening here, I could choose to hand stitch it, or I could choose to just turn the fabric in and just flat stitch here. But I'll take an easier way out, and I am going to use fusing tape to fuse the two fabrics together. Just gonna put this on here so I can use my iron. I am gonna go ahead and I'm gonna iron the turn down first before I put the fusing tape. And when you fuse it together, you actually have to let it cool, because as long as it's warm, it can come apart again. Now that we have finished our bed runner, let's check out other ways that we can use it.